Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. It's time to let go of negative thinking, understand why you do what you do and stop the self-sabotage with your host, Fran Excel.
Welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel, your resident subconscious success mentor, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. If you want to stop self-sabotaging your own success and let go of the stress, then you are in the right place, my friend. Make sure you download your free Stressed to Success guided meditation at bit.ly/stress to success as my little gift to you just for being here. Please do subscribe, share and review. It really, really helps people that need to hear this message find us, and I so appreciate it. In the show notes, you'll also find details of how you can work with me and where you can get your mitts on my meditations, products, printables, programs. You can find it through the link in my bio on Instagram, which is my favorite place to hang out. So please do come join me over there at I'm Fran Excel. Tag me in your takeaways, slide into my DMs. I'm here for it. So that's the formalities over, my love. So let's jump to the content. The most important thing in your business looks different to everyone, but fundamentally is the same thing. Now, I put a poll on my Instagram stories the other day, and I was surprised how many of you wanted to hear a little bit more practical business stuff from me. So I thought I'd give you some today with an obvious Fran twist. Of course, it's with our humanness in mind, because everything I do operates from that perspective, our unconscious programming and the ways that we inevitably get in our own way. Sometimes it's not because of a deep, dark part of your psyche. Shock horror. Sometimes they're very practical things that can be changed, but we just haven't connected the dots to understand that that's what's going on unconsciously in our brains. But I can absolutely give you some of my musings on business specifically. It would be my absolute pleasure. I take a great amount of joy and fun out of talking about this stuff. So it's worth giving you a little bit of context first. So my career prior to this was 15 years in media sales for some of the biggest print titles in the UK, national newspapers. I've talked about this before, so forgive me if you've heard this already. I handled multi-million-pound contracts across some of the biggest advertisers in the country, in the world. For the biggest national print titles, I worked on newspapers, glossy magazines, and digital platforms too. So the main parts of my job really were building relationships with clients, absolutely my wheelhouse, sales and negotiations without any of the ick, and really being an ideas person. Like, that was the crux of it, to simplify it, and how it ties into why I love doing what I do now and why I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I was responsible for managing huge contracts, multi-million pounds. I created whole magazines. I created magazines, which turned into a whole portfolio of magazines. So I ran the P&L, I liaised with printers, all of that stuff. I built them from scratch when I was at the Telegraph. I would be given 6 to 7 figure budgets by clients to come up with creative ideas to achieve the goal that they were looking for. It might be awareness, it might be a number of signups, whatever it might be. And I'd also be responsible for coming up with ideas to expand the business. Like, people would always come to me for that and find new revenue generating opportunities and where we might be leaving potential cash on the table. I'm giving you my CV now. I love it. That's actually one of my favorite parts of what I do, of what I did then as well. So I think of ideas as one of my superpowers. I find it very, very, very easy to see things from all angles. Enneagram 6, what do I keep telling you? And connecting the dots of what might be missing or what might be an opportunity to explore. I learned a huge amount while I was doing that. I learned about sales without the ickiness, marketing, negotiation, building relationships, business development, all sorts. I learned from huge mistakes that we made when my husband has his business back in 2014. I learned from mistakes that I made in my first business. Biggest mistake I made was I quit as a jewelry designer and maker. And the last 4 years, obviously, in this business, where I've made tons of mistakes, and I've also done things that I believe completely right, even at the expense of a quicker win right? I know my stuff, and it's probably time that I owned that. The only people that really see it for all its glory are those who work with me one-on-one, and particularly with the VIP half days that I run in person, where it's pretty much all business focused, but business focused with human centered. Yeah, it's about, right, let's actually pick this apart and put it back together based on you, your life, your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses, all of that. So I'm going to tell you what I believe to be the most important thing in your business. Drum roll, please. It may or may not come as a surprise to know that it's you. And before you roll your eyes, I shall explain what I mean. Before we even get to the nitty-gritty practical moving parts of running a business, this needs to be addressed, which is why we're starting here. We're laying the foundations so you can create a solid business house that can weather any storm. Yeah. If you don't put you as the most important thing in your business, all sorts of things can happen and can't happen, right? This doesn't mean that you are responsible and your business cannot run without you. That's not what I'm saying here, okay? The opposite, in fact. Firstly, if you don't think about what you want for your life and how you want the business to run and what is most important to you, I promise you, you're just setting yourself up for a long road of frustration, heartache, and self-sabotage. You just are. There's no way around it. You'll be building something that fundamentally you don't really want, based on what other people have told you should be doing, or that doesn't fit in the lifestyle that you actually want. So you'll be trying to build your business on platforms you hate being on, using a model that doesn't actually work for you and what you want your life to look like, or you'll just create yourself another job, often worse than a job, because there's so much more emotion attached to it because it's yours. And guess what happens with all this? Yep, good old a self-sabotage. So you'll be trying and pushing to build your business and wondering why things aren't working. You are the most important thing too in terms of looking after yourself, because if you're not in a good place physically, mentally, and emotionally, your business will probably suffer. But also you need to take into account that you're not always going to be physically, mentally, and emotionally at your best, and your business needs to be set up so that it doesn't suffer. Okay? Yeah. It's particularly if you operate a business model that totally relies on you. So this is why it's important to factor you in every equation from every angle. So my aim for you from this episode is to grab your journal and really think on these questions. Do you have support in your business? Personally and in the business. Do you have support in your business? Stop trying to do everything on your own. It's painful. It's not fun. Okay? Have you factored in what happens in your business if anything happens to you? If you need to take time off for whatever reason, can you take it? Yeah. If you step back for a couple of months, what would happen in your business? And what could you put in place to make sure that it doesn't? Are you trying to build an audience on a platform you can't stand being on? And is that affecting how you show up? Where do you enjoy being on? Where your ideal clients will also be. Do you have multiple revenue streams in place? Yeah. Do you have recurring revenue streams in place that keep coming in even if you don't? Next one, how easy would it be for you to pivot if you wanted or needed to? I'm loving this. So practical. All of this stuff, you would be amazed how many people don't think about this. What hours can you and do you want to work? Is your business set up so you can take a holiday? Is your business set up so you can look after your own well-being? You know, one of the things that I've been doing recently, I spend so much time in that spa. But I have really slow mornings and I make sure that I do my workout and then I go in the pool and things like that. Like, that's me really looking after my well-being. Is your business set up so you can do that? What will bring you joy to deliver to your clients versus what could weigh you down? What's the big picture in terms of how you get to the income you want to create? Is it memberships, courses, events, one-to-one? What is it? What is that big picture? It's really, 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 really important to think about these things. They really are the foundation to your business success and longevity. Most people tend to bypass these hugely important questions and go straight to things like, how can I grow on Instagram? And chase the numbers, whether that's an audience number, a size, or whether it's the money. You already know from the last couple of weeks, the biggest thing I think that can help you in your business, that gives you what you want for yourself and for your life, is to have multiple revenue streams and recurring revenue streams. Shock horror. I've been talking about this for a few weeks now. So making sure that you have money coming into your business on a regular basis that doesn't rely on you constantly having to sell more things, so you can have a clearer picture of what's happening in the longer term. Yeah. And if you missed the Race to Recurring Revenue Challenge that my friend Lisa Johnson was running last week, then I highly recommend that you check it out. You've got time to catch up and start thinking about these things by attending her masterclass tonight at 8 p.m. UK. You can join, so by tonight, I mean Monday, the 28th, you can join at bit.ly/Fran Recurring, bit.ly/Fran Recurring. In it, she's going to go into the 5 things that you need to make recurring revenue online. So if you're listening to this after that, then just drop me a message on Instagram at I'm Fran Excel. Like, she really knows her stuff. And in it, she's going to talk about her program, One to Many, which you've probably heard me talk about many times before. I have been a participant. I have been a pod leader. I have been the mindset expert within the program twice and a partner on it 3 times. Everything that you need to be able to create yourself a sustainable, too many S's, sustainable business model. Create these recurring revenue streams, build an audience, write copy, sell, it's all in there. Think of it as Business 101 with the dots connected. Because you've got to actually connect the dots. Like, it genuinely, having this at the beginning of my journey would have saved me multiple 5 figures, where I was trying to buy course after course to try and connect the dots. And none of them did, inevitably. You'll get a ton of information that you can go and implement just from the masterclass. But if you do decide to join the program, you'll get more than the investment from the course in bonuses from me too as a partner. So you'll literally have me in your corner to guide you through it. Accountability support, mindset gremlin taming, boom! And if you're on my email list, you'll have already had a little sneaky peek of those. But you can find them at bit.ly/Fran's OTM bonuses. So bit.ly/Fran's OTM bonuses. But obviously, these are going to be all over my stories. They're in my emails. You won't be able to miss this link. So you could have both me and Lisa in your corner trying to figure this stuff out. That is a lot of business knowledge right there. She went from 30k in debt to 4.5 million per year in 4 years. I've seen the number of people who get results from her work. I've known her for 3 years. I met her when I did a speaking gig with her back in 2019. Yeah. Combine all of that with the mindset work and my experience, then you really are onto a winner. So the question becomes, have you put you as the most important asset in your business right now? And if not, what are you going to do to change that? So if you got value from this and you know in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and start changing things for yourself, then join the Positive Pants Toolkit app and community so you can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you know you can be. And if you want my eyes and ears on your problems, then I work with people one-on-one and through my programs. You can find all the details to join the toolkit or book in a call in the show notes, the link in my bio on Instagram, and on my website, franexcel.com. So stop waiting for if and when and choose to change things now, because you can. I'm here to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. And as always, I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you next week.